Since we won't be using this truck for a while, now is a good time. We're gonna put some Grandpa Gus scented pouches in there for the mice. Those little buggers get into everything, no matter how much we try to cover every hole and block everything, and you just can't mouse-proof a building. So this 9370 is not gonna get mice in it because we're gonna protect it with Grandpa Gus. Thanks, Grandpa Gus, and you know what? Mice, you can just go somewhere else. Well, something happened. Leg Arms called me and said something blew apart underneath the loader, oil everywhere, it's not going anywhere. Sure enough, the driveline that comes out of the back of the torque converter that runs into the transmission, the universal came apart, and it looks like it just annihilated everything under there, including hydraulic pumps, the torque converter housing. So we're gonna get some chains, we're gonna try to pull it back with the 7140 case, at least get it off the road because it's in the middle of the road right now, and eventually, I guess, evaluate what we're dealing with here and what we can do to try to fix it. On the bright side, it wasn't something we did wrong, other than using the original universals that were in there, but they felt fine. It's gonna be a big job. Trying to fix that thing is gonna be a lot of work. The hard part is trying to track down the parts to fix that thing. There's a number of these loaders out there, so maybe we can get our hands on a torque converter. But we got to find out what else is gone in there. I mean, there could be $10,000 worth of damage done. That's more than we paid for that loader. We'll see. We just got to get it back to the farm. Get it back to the farm, get it off the road, and oh, what a mess. There she is. What a bummer. Oh, oily mess here. $800 worth of oil gone. You can smell it. Well, we're gonna try to hook some chains to her, see if we can pull it back. I don't know, maybe we can hook one on each side of the bucket here with the bucket in the air. It'll kind of walk itself back, but these things are hydraulically driven articulation, and when there's no engine running, there's no steering. So you either have to disconnect the hydraulic cylinders to let it do its thing, or you just pull on it and see. But we don't have to go far, about a half mile, so we should be able to make it. I can just see oil dripping out of that thing. Oh, what a mess. Well, you know, we had a really good deal on that thing, and Leg Arms did a really amazing job getting that running. We put quite a few hours on it and have really gotten some good use out of it. Doesn't mean it's dead, just means we're gonna have to figure out a way. Probably, we gotta try to track down a torque converter housing. There's one out there somewhere. We're gonna find it. Maybe you guys can help us. Just jackknifed, barely. Tried to turn the corner, it started to turn, but this just doesn't want to articulate. So, oh, this is where we need a big front end loader so we can push this thing around. Oh, what a mess. Okay, we're gonna try to hook it up again and see if we can pull. Yeah. I was gonna try to push it back. I gotta go move my vehicle out of the way here so he doesn't back into me. Last thing I want to do is ruin the wife's car. That'd be bad. A little trickle of oil that whole way. I hate spilling that on the ground, but you can't do anything about it. There's just no way you can collect it at this point. He's giving a pull right now. We'll see if we can get it to turn. He's just pulling from the one corner. Hopefully that drawbar, it's got kind of an odd angle. We don't want to lower the bucket down any because once it goes down, it's not going back up. So we kind of like to just keep it where it's at, and then maybe we can chain it up for now because when the bucket's down, it's not gonna work. Yeah, that thing does not want to turn. Okay guys, well, we'll evaluate this in the morning. I think we've had enough for today. It's not going anywhere. It's not gonna fix itself tonight. We're not gonna be able to fix it tonight. Let's go home and eat some Cheetos and Doritos and ice cream and cry. We'll see you guys in a little bit.
Well, we didn't finish taking all the grain out of the building last night. It got a little dark, so we quit. And we're heading down to the building right now to finish up vacuuming it up. And with the incident that happened last night, which I'm sure you guys probably know or you're gonna find out soon, it's a good thing we got done with what we did. So yeah, all right, let's head back down there, finish it up.
It's looking pretty clean. Dad came here with a leaf blower last night and a mask and blew the floor around, so it looks good. All right, we'll fire things up. Got the one truck going. I'm gonna grab the grain back, get that started up, and we'll park that on the north side of the wall where we can put the suction line through the wall and start pulling that grain through. And we'll get this finished up and done today. And then let's go inspect that 844 loader and see what exactly happened. We got our fingers crossed that it's just the hydraulic pump's ruined. That's it. That'd be amazing. You guys wonder why it does that? Actually, a lot of diesel engines do that. The setting inside the injection pump right here, it's kind of like a startup procedure to help the engine get all the cylinders firing, so that way it'll idle smoothly like this. It just, when it's cold, it's an older system, it takes a little longer to get to that point. Something's leaking over here, I'm not sure what it is. Cap's leaking, oh well. Cut these holes in the building a while back, made these little adapters with that yellow auger I cut up in one of the other videos you saw. That way we can attach the vac line to this wall and then run around the other side and then vac the floor. Trucks are idling, they're warming up at the moment. We'll get the tubes in there, get ready. This won't take long. We'll get this wrapped up, get done, go inspect the 844, and maybe go scour eBay for parts. That's what we do. Leg arms is what he does. That's good, he's back. He's good at that. All right, we're rolling. Kids think set up here, leg arms kicking. We have our new tube that we made of that lighter exhaust tubing. It'll last a long time. The reason, guys, why you have to use special tubes for this is the abrasion. Wheat, it's like sandpaper. Over time, it'll literally wear holes through the metal. Just finished on the one side, and now we're gonna run the vac board, hook it into the other outlet. Dad's right there, so I guess I'll jump on in and move the tractor, and we will finish this out. Let's get out of here. We're done. Let's go look at the loader, see what's wrong with it. Do you want to run? Are you trying to tell me something, Kobe? Are you wanting to go for a run? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Okay. All right. Well, he could have just said so the first time. All that moaning didn't really make a whole lot of sense. That's all done. So now, let's go take a look at that loader and see see what exactly we're up against and what it's gonna take to get that thing running again. If we can, we'll find out. All right, well, here we go. So he was running it the other night and heard a bang, 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 bang onto the floor. Universal parts on the ground, oil everywhere, and obviously the universal came apart somewhere inside. Let's take a look. So far things are looking okay. Sounds like when it came apart, it smacked one of the hydraulic pumps so hard it literally broke the tabs off the pump that bolts to the bell housing, pulled the pump out of the bell housing. He says the splines look fine. We might be able to just rebuild that pump and bolt it back up, dump oil back in this thing and be good to go. So he's gonna keep looking at it. I'm honestly not sure what he's trying to do. I think he wants me to get inside. I think we're gonna try to attempt to lift the bucket up. We should have chained it up last night. We almost did. That'd have made a lot of sense. There, well, we got the bucket at least chained upright. The main lift cylinders aren't dropped down all the way, so it's above the ground. So at least that's not dragging anymore. He's just gonna keep trying to push me and see if we can get this over to the shop so we can tilt the cab back, because we think we can get this pump off, get it repaired, get this thing running in not too long, depending on when the parts take to arrive and all. It's ever so slowly turning. I'm sure the cylinders, the steer cylinders, have some oil in them and it's having to try to fight that. We could have cracked them open and spilled oil out of that too, but this is working, so we're just gonna keep going with this. Why am I on top of the cab sitting here? I've never been up here before like this. It's kind of fun. We have a plan. The plan is we're going to use the All-Tech boom crane to hook to the top of the cab. This cab tilts. We actually didn't know this when we first did this. It would have saved us a lot of time and a lot of pain if we'd have known that cab tilted from the beginning. The deal is the cab doesn't tilt automatically. It's not like a big Bud, because obviously Bud was real smart when they engineered that, to have a cylinder under that you can lift by hand. This actually has to have a tool that attaches the side of the cab and the frame. It's a special tool made for this particular unit that tilts the cab. Well, we don't have that tool. I have no idea where it's at. It's out there somewhere, not here on the farm. We're gonna improvise, we're gonna use a crane, we're gonna wrap around between the doors, a rope or a strap, unhook the cab on the side, take the railing off, and actually tilt the cab back with the crane, leaving it suspended on the crane so we can do the work we need to do in here. And then whenever we need to do, we can tilt the cab back and it won't come fall down, the cab won't go slam to the side because the crane's got it. That's the plan. Let's see if it works. Leg arms is here. What could go wrong? It's only appropriate that I do this right now. Not until it gets running again. Doesn't deserve this. At least he's still running. By the way, this is an All-Tech crane that leg arms mounted on a different truck. We love the crane. All-Tech, you did a great job designing that. We have an All-Tech friend out there, or fan I should say, or a friend fan. And he sent us this model of an All-Tech boom truck, very similar to that one. Great stuff, really like it. Honestly, we're not sponsored by All-Tech, but I just wanted to show you guys. We do have a little model of leg arm service truck here. that cool? It stays in the shop. Thanks whoever you are, we appreciate it. Rigging up a quick safety brace here. That way, even though it's hanging on the crane, there's no way it can go either way. We don't want any flat Welkers on the farm.
I could use a few pounds less.
Leg arms wouldn't mind thinning up a little bit in the midsection. His arms, on the other hand, though, they gotta get bigger. Look at that. Bolted, we're good. All right, so we gotta inspect this, take the pump off, plug a couple holes, and then pressure washing time, clean all the oil up. And then if we get that pump off, we can take it to a hydraulic shop and they can see about getting a new housing ordered for it if that's all that's wrong with it. The internals are probably fine, it just needs a new housing, so cool.
All right, what happened was the universal joint came apart, smacked the side of the housing, and all that stress was taken on the ears that hold the pump into the housing of the torque converter. The pumps took a beating, both of them. Actually, there's 3 pumps on this thing. All 3 of them have problems. It's gonna be an expensive fix.
Probably at least $1,000 a pump, depending on if the insides are damaged. If the insides aren't damaged, $1,000 a pump probably, but the insides are damaged, this could be a $5,000–6,000 repair.
We might get lucky. They might cut us a break and do like 2,000.
Hydraulics is nothing to mess around with. Nothing was wrong with them. They were working perfectly fine. They were rebuilt.
When we did the rebuild on this thing a couple years back, I had the pumps rebuilt. We had $20-some hundred into the pumps just to repair them, to get them back up to operating standards.
You just can't predict that kind of thing.
That was exciting. Right here's the culprit. What happened is one of these caps, which is still on the loader, it actually shattered, which took the whole driveline universal to completely come apart. And as it's spinning, probably close to 2,000 RPM, with it flinging around, smacked the 2 pumps, well, actually there's 3 pumps, and shattered all the mounts. And this is gonna be a very expensive fix. So we have a couple options. We either try to find brand new parts for just the housing for a bolt-on and just replace those, try to find the right universal joints and so forth, or we find a donor loader or parts of one, and then we just take everything off that and basically swap it over. So we got some research to do. This thing will live again though.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. There's the splines off a little pump, sheared right off this guy, right there. It's a shame, but there was you can't even see that drive line without taking a bunch of stuff apart. So who knows what would cause it to fail like it did.
One thing we did find out, we had an issue when we got this loader all put together with that motor. It was building so much fluid in the torque converter housing, because that's a wet torque converter housing, and we just thought the torque converter was leaking. Well, if you look on this pump, I believe that seal failed right from the very beginning, and it's been shoving oil out of this pump right into the bell housing and the torque converter. So I think we don't have to pull the torque converter to put new seals in it. I believe that's our problem.
We made a quick patch job. It's worked ever since by putting another line off the bottom of the torque converter bell housing back down to the transmission just to drain any excess fluid that was building up in there out. It's worked since then, and the engine oil quit rising with hydraulic oil.
Yeah, see what was happening was it was pressurizing the torque converter housing, and it was shoving oil through the rear main seal of the engine and going into the engine.
If there was anything to leak into your engine oil, hydraulic oil would be the best.
Yeah.
It's almost identical to engine oil. It's
There's
just
different additives and stuff, but
consistencies are very similar to 1540. Yep. So it's not gonna hurt your engine. I wouldn't run it in there forever, but it got diluted. We drained some, add new engine oil, diluted, drained some, add new engine oil. And then we finally did that fixed it, engine oil stopped rising. We're good, but that gonna be fixed. But is that worth like $5,000? Because that's probably gonna cost to do all this. I don't think so.
We're gonna try to save as much money as possible, but it would be a shame to stop here and not put it back together when that loader is so capable of doing so much more.
I mean, guys, come on. Don't you want to see that thing run again? I think so. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll get back to this when we get back to this. But first, we got to find out what do we got to do for parts, how much it's going to cost, what are our options, and what we think we should do. Just leave a comment down below on what you think we should do. Do we scrap it and buy like a 944, or do we scrap it and buy a 980 Cat?
I was thinking a 1244.
Oh, 1244. That's a good one too.
1244.
Yeah, just let us know, guys, in the comment below. Okay, all right, and don't worry, that's coming. That just got in the way, but that's coming. So, we'll be good. Okay, later, guys.